nice one. Nice bass here, folks. Hey guys, Woodsman 500 here. We're back, sitting on the table there. Leatherman Wingman, seen it before, reviewed it, unboxing, all that fun stuff that we did. Sitting here at the new countertop, just getting ready to settle in for another good long multi-tool review. Wait a minute, this one was already reviewed. Yeah, it was. A while ago. I still love this. I still carry this on me. I've used this quite a bit between my job and fishing and different things like that, rabbit snaring. But I wanted something a little different. Believe it or not, Leatherman did a great job with this multi-tool. Go see my review. It's up in the top corner there. Awesome, awesome Leatherman tool. But I wanted something a little different, so I'm just going to set this aside. And I'm going to pull this in. And you probably have a good idea what it is by looking at the size of the sheath. That's right, it's the Leatherman Wave. I finally went up and paid $100, $120 actually, for the Leatherman Wave. Pretty big investment for me. It's been on my wish list for an extremely long time. Another one closer to this that I did review, closer to this price range, was the Surge. That's up in the left hand top corner if you're looking for that review. I did review that one. That one wasn't mine. That was Outdoor Guy 500's. So I didn't really want to get one like he had. I kind of wanted to change it up a bit, and this has been on my wish list for a very long time, the Leatherman Wave. So let's jump right in. We got a lot to cover. This is a bigger size tool compared to the Wingman, which I still love and trust. Nothing has changed. Still an awesome tool. So let's jump right in. So we're going to start off with going over the tools. So right on the outside, this is pretty much going to bounce off my Surge review. If you haven't seen it, go up there and look it up. It's a great review, great tool. But now we're talking about the Wave. So right on the outside, if you notice, there's no bevels on the top of that blade. This is your plain edge knife. And if you look, it's a little high ground, but it's still a great edge, great perfect size for what I'm doing. I know I said in my Wingman review that I wasn't going to use the main blade on the Wingman, but I did use it a lot, and I have used this one a lot for cutting monofilament and stuff like that. But it's just a great blade. 420 HC stainless steel is the steel on this one, on all the different tools. So just a great overall blade, nice hollow ground, great blade, nice big hole there to get your thumb in, get some grip and deploy the blade. Right across from it over here, if you pop this open, this is your saw. Got good reach with it. You're going to be sawing, if you're sawing little things, little detailed woodwork, whatever you're doing, you need a saw. Don't expect to be cutting any huge trees down with it. I mean, it's just a little blade, but it's still good to have if you do any little carpentry or little projects that you want to do. So that's that one side. Flip it over. On the back here, you see you have a little bit of jimping. If you pop this one open, this is your rescue cutter or survivor cutter or whatever, chisel ground, serrations on it, just deadly on all kinds of different things, not just on seat belts and things like that, but all kinds of different tasks that you can do with this. Just a great overall blade to use. So that's on that side, and then over here, this is one of my favorite parts, is this right here. So right there, if you look, you have a diamond file on the one side. You've got a little bit of filing on the edge for notching out wood, and then over here you have your actual wood file. Just a great round out of all the different tools on the outside. This is going to come in really handy for doing some different tasks with blade sharpening and things like that. If you're on the run and you have an EDC knife with this, you can just sharpen it right on the go. So that's everything on the outside. We're going to pop it open. So right here you have your pliers. And if you remember in my Wingman review, just to reference, because this is a lower price tool, if you remember I was saying I had a little bit of complaint about how they didn't close right up. If you notice, there's a little bit of a gap there. So you can see my finger in behind right here. If you're looking, you can see my finger. With this one, with the Wave, there is hardly any. There is a little bit of a gap, but there's hardly any compared to the Wingman. And it's a really detailed plier head. I've been using this a lot today. Fishing, pulling out fish hooks, cutting monofilament and stuff like that. It was just a great tool. You have your, of course, you have your measurement stick on the handle, as you do with most of the tools. Right in here, moving on to the inside, we have the bit driver, and you can flip it from Phillips to flat. Usually I leave it on. Usually I leave it in Phillips because there is another flathead driver in here. I have heard that this pops out, but I haven't noticed it myself. I haven't really used it a whole lot yet. It's kind of a new tool for me, so just kind of playing around with it, getting used to it. And then right next to that, you have the bottle opener with your wire strippers. So then over to here on the other side of the handle, here's where I'm going to give it a bit of a ding, because as you know, I like my scissors. These ones are kind of cheesy. They're a little small. If you remember, the Wingman had got an A+ on the scissors, and you can tell the difference from the two scissors. This is the Wingman scissors, and this is the Wave scissors. These ones are accessible from the outside on the Wingman. These ones you had to go in the inside and get. Both of them are locking. If you had small tasks to do with scissors, I might recommend the Wingman over the Wave, but they're still really good scissors and they're really handy to have, especially if you're dealing with leaders and different things like that. Right in the middle here, there's 3 tools on this side. Right in the middle you have your eyeglass screwdriver, and you can flip that over to Phillips as well, between Phillips and flathead. And all the tools are lockable. And then in here, last but not least, you have your big flathead bit driver. The one thing I have to say about the bit driver on the other side of the handle is that it doesn't have a whole lot of reach compared to the Wingman and any other tools that you get. It just doesn't compare. But it's still great because you can flip it, and you can also buy the bit kit to get a bunch of different bits that can fit right inside your sheath. So that's pretty much the tool itself. In here, I didn't really talk about the head much. You've got hard wire cutters, and then your soft wire cutters, and then just your pliers. They're not spring loaded like the Wingman, but they're still just awesome. It is adjustable as well, so you can take it apart. I took one apart, one of my old ones. It wasn't like this. It was a cheaper version, and it was terrible. So I do not recommend it. It was horrible trying to get that thing back together. The weight, it is 8 ounces. I think that includes the sheath, but it is fairly heavy compared to the Wingman. It is a medium-sized multi-tool. You're not going to be doing any heavy-duty tasks. Don't expect to take apart a car and put it back together with this, just with this. If you have any other tasks that you have to do, I recommend that you go and get the specific tool, but this is great if you're running around and doing different things and you can't have a toolbox right with you. The sheath, here's where I'm going to start dinging the Wingman a little bit, because the version that I came with didn't have a really great sheath on it. If you look, it's kind of a wraparound leather design. which is alright. If you go and watch my Surge review, that was a leather sheath that I really liked. You had this elastic thing on both sides instead of the wraparound design. Got the Leatherman logo right there, that's kind of a nice touch. But it does clip down really solidly. And it's not going to come undone. And there's no Velcro, which is a bonus because I find Velcro wears out after a while. So nice open, the tool fits really well, nice good drainage. The other model, before I got mine, you could actually leave the tool deployed through the drainage hole. There was one big one on the bottom, you could leave it deployed, put it right in the sheath when it was open like this. Fit it right down inside. You can't do that with this sheath, unfortunately. I kind of wanted to try it and see how it would work. But the tool, hang on, let me get it closed here. The tool fits really well down inside in there, and it's not gonna come out. So that's good. It's not gonna be falling out of your sheath as you're walking along. Extra features in here. There is a lanyard hole. You wouldn't think by looking at it, but there is. If you go into your saw area, if you just open up your saw, if you look down in there, you can actually see part of it right there. To open this up, it's pretty tricky with mine, but you just take a butter knife or a kitchen knife, go in here inside the actual slot itself, and then you come down here, give it a good solid push. I'm kind of doing this behind the tripod too. Give it a good solid push, and out pops your lanyard hole. And there it is, and it swivels. It's still a little tight because I haven't used it a whole lot. I don't really like the lanyard hole, but it's an option if you want it there. You wanted to put a piece of rope in there. Kind of a good option, and all you got to do if you want to put it away is just give it a good hit on a hard surface. And as you can see, it's back up inside the tool. So that's there. The price, like I said, it ranged right around 120 plus tax. You probably get a little cheaper down in the States, but up here in Canada it's going to be a little bit more expensive for us. The fit and finish is very good. If you remember in the Wingman, I kind of gave it a ding because you could move the two handle pieces back and forth. If you can hear that, you can kind of move them a little bit. If anybody can do that with the Wave, send it back, because I get no play with mine whatsoever. Like, they don't move at all. Of course they're gonna move this way, but no movement whatsoever. It feels really good in your hands. Everything's rounded right down so you don't get cut while you're using your knife or something, but not by the blade. Just everything's really nice fit and finish. I like this version. It's really nice. Some other reviews, of course, you can look up the Wingman. I did do the Surge, the Crater. They're all up in annotations if you want to go look up any of those. Of course, you can adjust the pivot points like I said earlier. And you can buy the bit kit. And there's also an extension. If you really do your research, I think they still sell them, but it's an extension that fits right inside this part here, and it gives you a lot of reach with your bit. And that can fit right on the side here. Because there is a little elastic there, you can fit like a Sharpie or a pencil or a little mini pencil or something down in there. Whatever you want, maybe even a lighter or a speedy sharp. You can also buy the pocket clip. Just buy a pocket clip for it. It is a really heavy tool. The Wingman worked well with the pocket clip. I thought I was going to have to go and buy a sheath for it, but the pocket clip really worked really well. But this is a lighter tool, so you have to think about that. But I recommend just carrying it in the sheath. The belt loop is a little cheesy on it. You kind of have to slide it in, but once I get the leather loosened up, because it is really thick leather if you look there. But once you get the leather loosened up, it's no problem to put on your belt, and you're ready to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Woodsman 500 here, watching the Leatherman Wave review. Thanks for tuning in, watching my reviews. Just awesome tools that Leatherman makes. I finally went and got one. Thanks for watching. Woodsman 500 here, guys. Thanks for all your comments and subscriptions.